The biggest UFC card of the year is this week. Islam Makhachev will be facing Della Maddalena for the welterweight strap, UFC 322. I'm going to be giving you guys all my quick picks, my quick predictions today. The best pay-per-view of the year. I am so excited for this card. Before we go ahead and get into the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get it started with the early prelim opener of Sangor Susurkaya versus Eric McConaughey opens up the prelims. Really good fight to open up the prelims. Susurkaya undefeated, won on the Dana White Contender Series, turned around 4 days later to fight on UFC 319, same card as Khamzat Chimaev. He trains with Chimaev, Chechen guy, young. I think he's 24. Lots of knockouts, lots of first round finishes, really fun. Unlike Khamzat, he doesn't shoot a double leg immediately in the fight. He tries to strike initially. If he needs to, he grapples. He looks for submissions. He got a submission win in his last fight 4 days after getting a knockout on Dana White Contender Series. So he is a big prospect. He is a guy the UFC want to boost. That's why they got him on this big card, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, like I said before. And Susurkaya has a pretty good matchup here against Eric McConaughey. McConaughey's mini Khalil Roundtree. He's Khalil Roundtree Jr. If you look at him, man, they look almost identical. And McConaughey's pretty good. I mean, he got a decent win over Cody Brundage. I'm not going to say a good win. It was a close win over Cody Brundage in his last one. He lost to Nursultan Ruziboyev in, I believe it was his debut. It was against Ruziboyev. He lost by knockout. And I think this one's pretty cut. This one's pretty cut, clean for me. Pretty easy pick. I'm going with Sangor Susurkaya. They are laying him up here. They're trying to build him. The UFC are trying to build this guy. Dana White loves Susurkaya. He loves the Chechen prospects, and he loves a Chechen striker who wants to fight a lot, who's undefeated, who's young, who's hungry, and he's a good prospect, man. So I think Susurkaya will win this fight with relative ease. This is a layup, in my opinion. I think he's going to win by first round knockout. If he needs to, maybe he'll grapple, but I do see him striking here and finding a knockout over McConaughey, who is a little bit chinny, who got dropped easily by Nursultan Ruziboyev and finished. So I see Susurkaya going out there, using his striking early, mixing it up. He's very technical, very smooth on the feet, really clean striking. I think he's going to land a big 1-2. Drop McConaughey, probably finish him in the first. McConaughey is decently tough, but he does have a tough task against Susurkaya. The UFC's laying him up here. They're laying up Susurkaya. I understand. I think he's got a decent ceiling. I don't know about future top 15 implications, but right now this is a good fight for him. So I'm going to go with Sangor Susurkaya as the quick pick. Pretty easy for me. I'm going to say he wins by first round finish, either knockout or sub. If he's having trouble on the feet, he will go to the grappling, but I do like that he does strike first, that he does want to find a finish on the feet. He wants to get a knockout. He wants to get a flashy finish, right? So I'm going to go with Susurkaya, undefeated Chechen, fights with Khamzat Chimaev, trains with Khamzat Chimaev, and he's undefeated. That's all I really got to say. The undefeated hype is going to continue until it doesn't. Once he reaches that top 15 level, we're going to see if he can break in, but I think Susurkaya is a pretty good prospect. I'm going to go with Sangor Susurkaya. Round 1 finish here. Pretty easy pick for me. We will move on, though, to the next fight. Why is it glitching, man? Of course, it always has to glitch. Angela Hill, Fatima Klein. Pretty solid matchup here. We got Unk versus up-and-coming prospect. This is a classic Unk versus prospect matchup. We've seen some Unks pull off some wins this past weekend. Raoni Barcelos beat Ricky Simone. Unk still got it. Does Angela Hill have this one? I don't think she does. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think she does, but I think this will be a close fight, like every single one of Angela Hill's fights are. She is there the entire 15 minutes. She's always putting volume in her opponent's face, and Angela Hill's been robbed time and time again. She finally got a split decision go her way 2 fights ago, but she just lost her last fight. I think it was to Yasmin Lucindo. Got outstruck. She showed her age a little bit, and I don't like this against Fatima Klein, who's dangerous, who's bigger than her, who has a lot of volume, a lot of pressure, and has pretty good takedown defense. If Fatima Klein had really bad takedown defense, I could trust Angela Hill to maybe get some takedowns, maybe use her ground game and just control Fatima Klein, but Klein's the bigger fighter, the more dangerous fighter. She's bigger, and I just think she's going to put the pressure on Angela Hill here, who is like 40. I think Angela Hill's 40 at this point, so I don't think Unk still got it in this matchup. There are some other Unks on this card, but I'm going to go with Fatima Klein as the quick pick. I'm going to say she gets a decision win here over Angela Hill. I was thinking about maybe a knockout, maybe a finish here, because she is pretty damaging. She is pretty dangerous. She's got back-to-back knockouts now. Her only loss in her MMA career is to Jasmine Jasdavicius, and if you know, I'm high on Jasmine. I love Jasmine Jasdavicius, so that's a fair loss. Jasmine is top 10. Fatima Klein lost to her in her debut, I believe on short notice as well. So I think Klein's got this. I think she's going to win a decision win here over Angela Hill, landing the bigger shots, putting the pressure on Hill, backing her up, just pressuring her for 15 minutes. She did it well against her last opponent. and caught her with a head kick in the third round. If she didn't do that, she would have won a decision, clear cut. She had really good striking, showed her fundamentals, and she trains with Erin Blanchfield. So I think Fatima Klein's going to get this done. Blanchfield's also on the card, and I'm going to go with Fatima Klein. I'm going to go with Fatima Klein over Angela Hill. Even though Hill is tricky, she could pull off a decision here. I don't see it happening. Give me Fatima Klein to deal more damage, put the pressure on Angela Hill, and just win a 29-28 decision. Give me Fatima Klein by decision. We move on to the next fight, Chepe Mariscal versus Pat Sabatini. This is a close fight. It's a little weird this is at lightweight. I don't know if that's right, if it is at lightweight or if it's at featherweight, but this is a really tricky fight because this could go one of two ways. Either Pat Sabatini grapples his way to a decision, maybe a submission, or Chepe Mariscal gets a knockout or a decision here. I think I'm going to go with Chepe Mariscal just because of the fact that this guy's a dog. He's a dog. He scraps it out. I think he's the underdog in this fight as well, which kind of surprised me, to be honest. Even though Pat Sabatini's got really good grappling, really good wrestling, the guy's chin is questionable. Got knocked out by Damon Jackson, and he got knocked out by, obviously, Diego Lopez. Fair loss, but I think Chepe Mariscal is a good prospect. The guy's built a decent resume so far. Undefeated in the UFC. Beat pretty good guys like, who did he beat? He beat the French guy, the last pirate. He beat Ricardo Ramos in his last fight. Ramos ain't the best, but he beat some sneaky good guys. So I'm going to go with Chepe Mariscal to win this fight by knockout. I think Chepe is going to get a breakout performance here. Big win. He also beat, what's his name? The Australian guy. I'm going to go Chepe. I'm going to go Chepe, even though this is a close, tricky fight to predict. Pat Sabatini dominated Brito in his last fight. Really good look by Pat Sabatini, but I do trust Chepe Mariscal to scramble, roll out of bad positions, get on top, tire out Pat Sabatini after a lot of grappling, and then finish him in the second or third round. So I'm going to go with Chepe Mariscal by KO or TKO in the second or third round. After a little bit of grappling, a little bit of adversity in the first round, I think Chepe is going to have a big breakout performance here. So give me Chepe Mariscal by knockout for the quick pick. We move on to the next fight. Kyle Daukaus. The Daukaus boys are back. Well, the Daukaus boy. The other boy's not back, but Kyle Daukaus coming off of a massive win over Michel Pereira as a big underdog in Shanghai. Really good performance by Kyle Daukaus. Knocks out Michel Pereira in 56 seconds. Really good win by Daukaus, coming back off the regional scene. Lots of questions. Didn't have the best UFC career, but he's back. He's back, and he's fighting the GOAT GM3, man. This is a matchup where you're like, oh my God, man. This is just a joke. It's a joke of a matchup, but I'm glad they put it on this card because I love having GM3 on big cards. He was on 319, got chinned by Oleksiejczyk. Wasn't the best look. GM3's definitely lost that comeback cockroach stuff that we know GM3 for having, man. And this is going to be a tricky one against Kyle Daukaus. Even though Kyle Daukaus didn't have the best UFC career, his regional scene wins were great. Really good building of a resume on the regional scene. He's back in the UFC, coming off of a big win over Michel Pereira. I think Kyle Daukaus is getting a pretty good win here over GM3. I think he's going to beat GM3. Even though GM3 does have that cockroach ability, he can come back, he can finish guys in the third round, arm triangle. In that third round, if you're in that third round with GM3, you better be careful, but I don't think it's going to get there. I think Kyle Daukaus is going to find a submission win over GM3 in the first or second round. A little bit of back and forth here. I think the striking is going to be pretty close, honestly. I don't see Daukaus chinning GM3 in the first minute, but I think Daukaus is going to be the better striker for sure. When they're at range, he's going to be picking at the legs. He's going to be throwing some good shots. He's very calm, very calculated. Daukaus is back, and he looks a lot better. He looks like he's rounded out his game really well. So I'm going to go with Kyle Daukaus as the quick pick. I'm going to say he gets a submission win over GM3 here. Even though GM3 has been getting chinned recently, I think Daukaus is going to wrap up that Darce choke that he's known for getting. He's got a really nasty Darce choke, really nasty arm triangle. I think he's going to find one of those two chokes on GM3. After a bit of a scramble, I could see Daukaus wrapping up that Darce. So give me Kyle Daukaus to make a good resurgence back in the UFC. He's still young. He's still hungry. That regional scene run that he had was really good. I'm glad the UFC brought him back. Just chin Michel Pereira. He's riding at his biggest win yet. He's here fighting GM3. I think GM3 is nearing the end of his career. Unfortunately, man, the GOAT GM3. I'm going to go with Kyle Daukaus by round 1 or round 2 submission. He's going to be my quick pick. We move on to the next fight. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cody Haddon. Really good fight. Really, really good fight. And when I looked at these odds, I thought Malcolm Wellmaker was going to be like a 5-1 favorite. It's pretty close. And I think it's fair because Cody Haddon is really good. The guy's only loss is to Steve Erceg. That's a good loss. That loss has aged well. Steve Ursic's done pretty well in the UFC, and Malcolm Wellmaker's a huge prospect, undefeated, 10-0, kind of like Suzurkayev. The UFC's trying to build this guy. They gave him a layup in his last fight, chinned him, and he also chinned the South African guy in really good fashion, man. 3 knockout wins by right hook in a row. This is going to be his toughest test, though. Cody Haddon is good. He's got good grappling, really good striking. He will march forward. He's very calculated, takes his time, doesn't rush it into bad positions. He had a good win over Dan Argueta in his last fight. Was able to get up from the takedowns, stuff the takedowns, and just outstrike him for 3 rounds. But this is a tough task because Wellmaker has really good striking, really high-level striking. He looked really good in his last performance, even though it wasn't against the best opponent. I think this is a good win for Malcolm Wellmaker here. I think he's going to get a win over Cody Haddon, and I'm going to say he finds a round 2 knockout over Cody Haddon. After a little bit of back and forth in the first, I could see Haddon maybe shooting a takedown or 2, but I think Wellmaker's got good takedown defense, good scramble ability. He's going to stay on the feet. He's going to be a sniper, and he's going to find that right hook on Cody Haddon. Even though Haddon is tough, he's durable, he showed it. He was getting clipped by Dan Argueta with the right hook, and I did not like seeing that. So I can see Malcolm Wellmaker finding that shot, building up his resume even more. Give me Malcolm Wellmaker as the quick pick by round 1 or round 2 knockout. I'm thinking round 2 with a right hook, check hook, drops Cody Haddon, finishes him. I don't think he'll put him out cold, but I can see Malcolm Wellmaker finding that hook, finding that shot, putting Cody Haddon out. So give me Malcolm Wellmaker as the quick pick by knockout in the second round. We move on. Aaron Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Fan favorite, Tracy Cortez. This is a close fight. Very tricky fight to predict. There's going to be some grappling. There's going to be some striking here. Obviously, I mean, this is a mixed martial arts fight. What am I saying? But I think Aaron Blanchfield is the better grappler. Just that's all it really comes down to. If I could trust Tracy Cortez to keep this on the feet and just box with Aaron Blanchfield for 3 rounds, I think she would win because she's got the better striking than Blanchfield. Blanchfield's never been the best striker in her matchups, to be honest. She's never really done very well in the striking, but her grappling is what it really comes down to. Her wrestling is so high level. I think Aaron Blanchfield is going to take down Tracy Cortez, wet blanket her, keep her down, hold her down. Maybe there's going to be a round where Tracy Cortez just outboxes or wins a round. I could see Tracy Cortez definitely winning 1 round, but I think Aaron Blanchfield is going to get the best of the exchanges, and I think she's just going to be on top of her on the ground, looking for submissions, keeping her down on the ground, on the mat. So I'm going to go with Aaron Blanchfield. 29-28, pretty cut, pretty clean. Also, if Fatima Klein wins, that's going to even boost up her energy even more. Blanchfield and Fatima Klein train together. They're training partners, so I think Blanchfield will win this fight 29-28. She hasn't fought in a minute, but I think this is a good comeback for Aaron Blanchfield. Give me Blanchfield as a quick pick by decision. We move on. Roman Kopylov versus Gregory Rodriguez. Tough one to predict. This is a good fight. This is a really, really good fight. Both good strikers. Roman Kopylov, nasty kicks, really nasty body kicks, really nasty head kicks. Great Muay Thai striker, great striker at range. Gregory Rodriguez, big power in his hands. He'll come forward, he'll march forward, he'll stomp. RoboCop, man, he is big. Gregory Rodriguez is big. He lost to Jared Cannonier. Unk still had it against Gregory Rodriguez, knocked him out in the 3rd round. I believe he gassed him out. But this is a 3-round fight. Roman Kopylov is shown to not have the best grappling, not have the best wrestling. He's a smaller guy here. Gregory Rodriguez has shown against guys like CLD, who just had a massive performance this last weekend. Nasty striker, dangerous striker, kicks, spinning elbows, all those things. Gregory Rodriguez was able to shut that down, grapple with him, hold him against the fence, deal the bigger damage, just elbow him on the fence, land body shots and stuff. So I expect Gregory Rodriguez to have that game plan coming in against Roman Kopylov. And I think Gregory Rodriguez's last performance was really good. He absolutely chinned his last opponent, man, destroyed him. So I think he's going to beat Roman Kopylov here. Even though Kopylov is tough, he's durable, he's got good striking, he can be dangerous, and he could catch Gregory Rodriguez. I do expect Rodriguez to just go for a grappling game plan. Just get in the clinch with him immediately. Don't let him get his shots at range. Do not give distance to Roman Kopylov because he will slam body kicks, he will slam leg kicks and head kicks, just all the moves from range. So I expect Rodriguez to close the distance, get in close, and win a decision win here over Roman Kopylov. Give me Gregory Rodriguez for the quick pick by decision. I think he's going to utilize the grappling here. He better utilize the grappling. So give me Rodriguez as the quick pick. We move on to Bot Nickel versus Rodolfo Vieira. Thank God, man. Bo Nickel is not on the main card. I mean, thank God the guy's not on the main card. shit the bed against Reiner de Ritter in his last fight. Got destroyed, got broken in the second round, got knee TKO'd in the second round, brutalized by RDR, and we just saw RDR get just quit on the stool. So wasn't a great look for Bo Nickel. Was not a great look for Bo Nickel. He lost a lot of his stock in that fight, and he's fighting Rodolfo Vieira. Vieira, tough BJJ fighter, really tricky on the mat, really tricky on the ground. You don't want to give up bad positions with Rodolfo Vieira, and it's tough to know if Bo Nickel's made good adjustments, if he's made good game planning for this fight, because he was making stupid decisions against RDR. He jumped guillotine, he jumped submissions against RDR, a really good grappler, really good wrestler. RDR probably could have submitted Bo Nickel, and if RDR can submit you, Rodolfo Vieira could probably submit you. So I am worried about this fight for Bo Nickel. I am worried that Bo Nickel is going to make bad decisions, but I can't trust Rodolfo Vieira. I just can't. Even though Rodolfo Vieira's done well, he's lost to guys like he lost to what's his name? Petrosky, Andre Petrosky by decision. That is not a good look. You should be beating Petrosky. So I think Bo Nickel will win the fight. It's going to be a close fight. It's not going to be a breakout win. It's going to be something similar to his Paul Craig fight where they're just striking at distance. I don't think Bo Nickel's going to really go for much takedowns, go for the grappling like crazy. I can see Bo Nickel just kind of picking at range, just picking with the strikes. I'm going to go with Bo Nickel to win this fight by decision. I'm not very confident though, boys. I'm not confident in Bo Nickel, but I'm going to pick him to win by decision. Bounce back fight, bounce back opportunity for him on a big card. You know, the UFC still want to boost him, I guess. So I'm going to go Bot Nickel by decision as the quick pick. We move on to Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint Denis. Is a super good matchup. I mean, this is probably the best matchup they could have made. I was thinking BSD might have came in short notice to fight Charles Oliveira. That would have been a super good matchup, but he didn't do that. Here he is against Dariush. Dariush can cause some issues for BSD here. You know, he is well-rounded, very good. Throughout his career, he's been really good. He went on a little bit of a stint, lost to Charles Oliveira, the GOAT, by knockout, lost to Arman Sarukian by knockout, brutal as well, but he just had a bounce-back fight over Renato Moicano, who destroyed BSD. He destroyed BSD in Paris last year, which was not a good look for BSD, but Benoit Saint Denis back in the win column, 2-fight win streak now, beat Kyle Propolic in Montreal, subbed him. You know, really good performance, even though it wasn't the best opponent. It was still a good performance. And then he just destroyed Mauricio Rufy within 2 rounds. Destroyed the hype train of Rufy in Paris. Submitted him in the second round via rear naked choke. Dominant performance by BSD there. He looked great. He looked really, really good here. And I think he's going to be doing really well in this fight. I think he's going to win this fight. I'm going to pick Benoit Saint Denis to win this fight against Beneil Dariush. Even though Dariush does cause some issues, he does have some power in his hands. He's got good grappling, very well-rounded. I don't think he has the finishing potential to destroy BSD. You have to be a really good finisher to beat Benoit Saint Denis. I think you've got to put his lights out or dominate him really brutally to beat BSD, because he's going to keep coming for you. He's going to keep coming at you non-stop. The Marauder, they call him, man. BSD is a marauder. He's going to keep coming at Dariush for 15 minutes, and I don't think he's going to last 15 minutes. I'm going to pick Benoit Saint Denis to win this fight by submission in the first or second round. I think he's going to find a rear naked choke over Beneil Dariush, who, you know, even though he does have good grappling, he's getting up there in age. He struggled sometimes on the ground. You know, Charles Oliveira was on top of him for some of the fight before he finished him and dominated him on the ground with the ground and pound. You know, even Moicano had a couple moments where he took Dariush down. Benoit Saint Denis, I think he's going to get Dariush down, and I think he's going to find his back and find a rear naked choke. Even though Dariush got good scrambling, he's got good wrestling, he's got good striking, he doesn't have the finishing that I would need Dariush to have to beat BSD, because BSD needs to be put down. The guy needs to be put down. He needs to be chinned like Poirier chinned him, or he needs to be just whooped on the ground like Renato Moicano did to him. I don't see Dariush doing that. So I'm going to go with BSD to win this fight by submission. It's going to be my quick pick. Come on, the Marauder win streak. We are coming for the belt. We're on our way up, boys. So give me BSD to win this fight. He's going to be my quick pick by submission. We move on. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Come on, man. Leon, your time has come, brother. Your time's come. You're done. You're cooked. You're cooked. I'm going with Carlos Prates to win this fight. I don't trust Leon Edwards anymore. I can't pick him. I just can't pick him. After losing his belt, after losing that momentum that he had, I don't think Leon Edwards can come back and win against a dangerous Carlos Prates, who he needs to just grapple. He needs to grapple. Edwards needs to grapple. He's been talking about, oh, this is going to be a striking matchup. I can't wait to fight a striker for once, because he wants to take him down. He wants to take him down. He just lost to back-to-back grapplers. He got dominated by Bilal and then got dominated by Sean Brady, who we're about to talk about in a second. He got destroyed by Sean Brady in the UK, man. looked terrible. Got grappled for 4 rounds and then choked out in front of the home crowd there. So that was a bad look for Leon Edwards. I think he's at an all-time low right now, and he wants to get back in the win column, but he's not as hungry as Carlos Prates, boys. Carlos Prates has that aura. He's got that it factor. He has that it factor, and he's dangerous. He's dangerous. That's the problem. If Leon Edwards was fighting a guy who's kind of going to pitter patter and he could take down and just grapple up, I was going to be like, all right, maybe Leon Edwards could win. But against Carlos Prates, Prates is going to be throwing with intent. With intent to kill. Every single shot is with intent. He's trying to finish his opponents. So I'm going to go with Carlos Prates to win this fight by knockout. And I think he's going to win by round 2, body shot knockout, either with a knee or with a body, just a liver shot, something nasty to the body. I think that's how you beat Leon Edwards. You need to break him, rip to the body. Leon Edwards has shown that he doesn't have that dog in him. He doesn't have that really dog mentality that he's just going to dig deep, bite down on the mouth guard, and really just keep pushing through. He doesn't have that. He's got a quit button. Leon Edwards has a quit button, and he got quit. He quit against Bilal. He quit against Sean Brady, and I think he's going to quit here against Carlos Prates. The Leon Edwards downfall really has to be studied, man. How did Kamaru Usman get fluke KO'd by this guy? But I'm going to go with Carlos Prates, CP to get it done by knockout. Second round, body shot is what I'm predicting. I think Carlos Prates is just too dangerous, too fast for Leon Edwards. He's the only fighting nerd that I rate and who I think has a potential to maybe fight for the belt eventually. I don't think he's going to be champ, but I think CP is going to get it done over Leon Edwards by knockout. It's going to be my quick pick, man. We move on to the next fight, another welterweight fight. Big welterweight implications on this card, on this main card too. So Sean Brady, who just dominated Leon Edwards in the UK, is fighting Michael Morales, the guy who just whooped up on Gilbert Burns in the Apex, knocked him out in the first round. Really good performance by Michael Morales. Really amazing performance by Sean Brady. Just destroyed Leon Edwards. And this is a competitive fight. This is a very tricky fight to predict, but I'm going to go with Sean Brady. I'm going to go with Sean Brady as the quick pick. I'm going to say he wins a decision over Michael Morales, even though Morales is undefeated. He's got that undefeated aura. He's big for the division. He's dangerous. Spinning attack, spinning elbow. He landed on Neil Magny, the big shots he was throwing on Gilbert Burns, but he's fought older fighters and beat them. He's beat the older fighters that he should be beating, but a prime Sean Brady with really good grappling, who's dominant on the ground and has leveled up his boxing like crazy, will beat Michael Morales. I think Sean Brady's the better MMA fighter. When it comes to MMA, Sean Brady's more well-rounded. He's more dangerous. His submission ability, his grappling, his boxing's much better. Like I said, his striking, he's finally fixed his striking. People are going to talk about that Bilal TKO all day, every day, but Sean Brady has leveled up since then, and he's looked amazing in his last few performances. So I think he's going to beat Michael Morales and solidify himself as the #1 contender. I think Sean Brady should fight for the belt next, man. And I think he's going to beat Michael Morales. Even though Morales is undefeated, he's big, he's scary, he's dangerous, I think Sean Brady's just going to grapple him. I think he's going to grapple him. Michael Morales was getting clinched by Neil Magny and was struggling with Neil Magny's grappling. If you're struggling with Magny's grappling, you are going to be in a world of trouble against Sean Brady and his grappling. So I'm going to go with Sean Brady to win this fight by decision. I think he's going to grapple Morales early. He's going to get in there, get in on the hips, get a takedown against a tall, lengthy guy in Morales who has seen to struggle on the ground. He doesn't have the best ground game. I think Sean Brady's better on the ground. He's got good submission ability. He's very dangerous. I think he's just going to beat Michael Morales throughout 3 rounds. I think Morales will do well. He'll scramble. He'll try to get out. He'll probably land the bigger shots. But I think Brady's ground control time, the damage that he does on the ground, he's going to throw elbows. He'll throw a hammer fist. I think Sean Brady's just better when it comes to the grappling aspect of this fight. So give me Sean Brady as the quick pick to win this one by decision. I think Michael Morales is tough enough to survive the ground, but I think Sean Brady's going to be smothering him and wet blanketing him for almost every single round. So give me Sean Brady as the quick pick. We move on to the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. The best WMMA fight they could make. The best WMMA fight probably ever, almost ever, man, that the UFC could have made. This is GOAT versus GOAT. Valentina Shevchenko is nearing the GOAT status. She is one of the best of all time. Zhang Weili as well. Both of these girls are very good. They are the best of their weight classes, and Weili is moving up to challenge Shevchenko for that flyweight championship. This is a great fight. Really, really high-level matchup. Zhang Weili's shown her ability to come back in fights and just dominate her opponents and just be big and be physical against all of her opponents, including her last win against Tatiana Suarez, who's big for the division. She was able to bully her around in the late rounds and just break Tatiana Suarez as the fight continued. Same thing goes for Shevchenko. She fought a bigger girl in Manon Fiorot, who just had a breakout knockout performance over my girl, Jasmine Jastovicius, chinned her in the first round in the first minute, and Shevchenko was able to go 5 rounds with her, knock her down, break her nose in that fight, take her down, just dominate her. So Shevchenko won that fight. It was a close fight for sure, but she did win that fight in my eyes, and she won that fight pretty clearly. And she's going to have a close fight against Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili brings it. She brings it in all her fights. She's got power. She's bully. She's a bully girl. She gets in there. She will bully her opponents, and she's going to try to bully Shevchenko. The problem is, the thing that I see here is that Shevchenko is too quick, too fast for Zhang Weili, even at her old age now. I think she's still so good. I think Shevchenko's always underrated. She's always the dog coming in. People are like, they're looking at Shevchenko and they're like, she's old, she's washed, and then she pulls it off. So I think Shevchenko's going to pull it off here. I think it's going to be a close fight. I think this goes to the judges' scorecards. I don't see a finish, but I think Shevchenko's head kicks, her jabs down the middle, and her takedowns are going to be there against Zhang Weili. Even though Weili is pretty bulky, she is pretty physical, she'll get in your face. I think Shevchenko's going to do very well, moving on the outside, sticking and moving, using her kicks, and getting takedowns when she needs to. So I'm going to go with Valentina Shevchenko, slightly in Shevchenko. It is a close fight, and I think Shevchenko's the underdog. I think I'm going to go with the underdog pick of Shevchenko here. It's a sneaky pick because people are going to be on Zhang Weili. Almost everybody's going to be on Zhang Weili. So I'm going to go Valentina Shevchenko to win this fight by decision. Close decision, but I'm going to lean with Shevchenko to just do a little bit more than Zhang Weili and keep her belt. And honestly, I hope she does win because I want Weili to go back down, move back down, and beat Mackenzie Dern because Dern should not be champ. We can't be having this. We can't be having this in the MMA timeline. We need Weili as champ, and we need Shevchenko as champ. We need these faces as champs. So I hope Shevchenko wins, but if Weili wins, it's going to be huge. She'll be one of the best of all time, and this is a massive fight. But I'm going to lean Valentina Shevchenko to win this fight by decision as my quick pick. We move on to the banger main event, the best main event of the year, the most competitive welterweight matchup of the year, one of the best, or welterweight championship fight almost ever. One of the best welterweight matchups ever. All right, JDM. Bloody fucking JDM, man. He's going to get the TKO. No, I'm just kidding. But JDM just got his belt against Belal, Islam's training partner, just whooped up on Belal for 5 rounds. I watched it live. It was beautiful. It was a masterclass by JDM, ripping body shots, knees up the middle, flicking the head kick out, flicking the body kicks. Beautiful striking from JDM. His boxing has always been one of the best in the UFC, and he performed amazingly against Belal. Islam as well. Great performance against Moicano in his last fight. Gave up his lightweight belt, moving up to welterweight, challenging for that second title. I think it's about time. Even though people want to see Ilya versus Islam, we might still see it, but I like this fight. This is a great fight, one of the best fights of the year, if not the best fight of the year, and it's going to be a competitive one. People are either on one side or the other. I am very split. I am, as Bedtime would say, I am low-key fence-sitting this one. I'm low-key fence-sitting this one. This one's tough. This one's very, very tough. I am going to pick Jack Della Maddalena, though. You know I'm going to pick JDM. I think you guys, if you know me, you know I'm going to pick JDM here. I think he's going to be better when it comes to the striking. Obviously, he's the better striker, but I think he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns. I think he's going to be able to get back to his feet. Bloody JDM, man. He's going to prove yet again that he is the underdog. He is the dog that's going to show up. He's going to prove everybody wrong. Everybody's on Islam. Everybody's thinking Islam's going to be too dangerous for him. He's going to take him down. He's going to dominate him. I don't see it that way. I think JDM's dangerous. I think his boxing is so good. His body shots are going to be nasty on Makhachev. Makhachev's moving up to 170. He looks really good. I don't think this is going to be a factor of, JDM's too big for him. Makhachev looks massive at 170. He's going to look really big in there, but I trust JDM. I trust JDM to get back to his feet when he does get taken down, to do the more damaging shots on the feet, to injure Islam Makhachev in moments. He was getting hurt by old-ass Dustin Poirier. He was getting hurt by these older guys, man. He was struggling with 145 Volk. No hate to Volk, but Volk had a very, very close fight with Islam. JDM is a bigger, better Volkanovski, in my opinion. I think JDM's going to get one back for Volk, man. I think he's going to get back for Volk. The underdog mentality coming in. Everything on the line here, everything to prove, nothing to really lose. I mean, I know he's losing the belt, but nothing to lose against the pound-for-pound number 2, the guy that people see as unbeatable. Khabib's understudy, Khabib's next best or his best student. This is like everything to win here for JDM, and I think he's going to win. I think he is going to win. So give me Jack Della Maddalena to win this fight by 48-47, unanimous decision, close, competitive fight. Islam's going to have his moments. I don't doubt Islam's going to have his moments. He's one of the best of all time, and if he wins this fight, Islam's the best. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of the UFC. Screw John Jones. Islam's going to be the GOAT if he beats JDM, and I think he can. But I'm going to trust JDM to get back to his feet, to stay defensively sound, to not get caught in that fucking Darce choke. Please don't get caught in that Darce choke, JDM. All right? That is where I see Islam winning, is if he gets a sub. If he doesn't get a sub, I see JDM picking him apart through 5 rounds. He showed his cardio. He showed his dog ability in that last fight against Bilal, that 5-round cardio. He showed that he has it. People were questioning that going into the Bilal fight. Does he have the cardio? Is he going to be able to go 5 rounds? Will he be able to get back to his feet? He proved everybody wrong, and I think he'll do it again here. Give me JDM to win this fight by decision, to keep that welterweight belt and beat one of the best of all time in Islam Makhachev. Give me bloody JDM, boys. So those are all my quick picks, all my quick predictions for UFC 322. Della Maddalena versus Makhachev, one of the best cards of the year, if not the best card of the year. We'll see how it performs, but I'm so excited for this card. Let me know what you guys think about this card. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be coming out with more content this week for UFC 322, so stay up to date. But let me know in the comments down below who you guys are picking in this main event, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.